Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from where or when you're watching this video. This is John from IT Skills Academy, and I take this opportunity to thank you for choosing to learn with IT Skills Academy. Welcome and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to learn how you can be able to use a function to add two values in C programming language. And without so much ado, let's get started. But first, we'll roll the intro, shall we? So in front of me I have Visual Studio open, and I have the file addition.c, and this is where we are going to write our code. So to get started, first of all, as usual, we are going to include the C libraries. So I'm just going to have a hashtag, and then I'll say include, and here I'm just including the standard input output handler, so stdio.h, and then below that now we'll have the function that we are going to use to add two values. These two values will be coming from the user, so we'll request the user to add the two values that he or she wants added. So to be able to do that, first of all, I'm just going to come and have a comment here. So comments are very good in programming because they helps one to understand how the code is written. So here I'm just going to come and say function to add two values, just like that. Okay, you can have anything there. So now down here we now write the function. As you know, the syntax for a function is that it should first of all have the data type. So the data type for a function will be int, and it should also have a name. So the name of our function will be addition. So in this case the name doesn't matter as long as you just give it a name. And then we're going to have a set of brackets, and within this we're just going to come and have the parameters. So we're just going to come and have int num1. So here we're just declaring the numbers or the values or the variables. So int num1 and int num2. So these are the two numbers that will be added. So if we were adding three numbers, we would have declared three variables. So now after that we're going to come and have a set of brackets, and now within the set of brackets we are going to have yet another variable, so that is sum, and it will have the data type int, so sum. And then now below that we're just going to say that sum is equal to num1 plus num2, as simple as that. And then now below that we're just going to come and say return sum. So that is the function that will help us to add the two values. So we'll have the name of the function having the data type int, and then now we have the parameters here being the variables, and then we have the arguments here within the curly brackets. So we have the sum having data type of int, and then we are saying that sum is equals to num1 plus num2, and then we are returning the sum. So now let's now request the user to input the values that he or she wants added. But first we have the int main, so int main set of brackets, and then outside that we're going to have the curly brackets. Now we will first of all declare some variables here that will store the values that the user will input. So we're just going to come and say int value 1 and value 2, and then now we'll request the user to insert the two values. So we'll use the print if. So you can say input the values to be ANDed. Sorry, this should be double D, that. And then we're just going to come and have that on there just to break that line, and we'll add that with a semicolon. And then now we want to store the values, so we're just going to come and use the scan if. So I'll just say scan if and then %d, and because there are two values, we're just going to have the two %ds to store the values. And then we're going to have the address, so that will be ampersand value 1 comma ampersand value 2 semicolon. So now we have the values now stored there, and now it's time to call our function. So we can have a comment here and say calling the function. Calling the function. So let me scroll up here so that you guys can see what is happening here. Now down here, to call the function, what we are going to do is we're going to declare a variable with data type int, and we are just going to call it results, and we'll say it is equal to the function name, which is, yes, true, addition, and a set of brackets. We're going to have a value 1 and value 2. So this should be value 1. So that's how we call the function. Now what is happening here is that when we call the addition function, it will be picking these two values that the user has inserted, and it will be adding them, because the function, we've told the function to add the values. So this one is just giving it the values, and it is now executing what we have inside these curly brackets, inside the arguments here. So it is just executing this with the values that the user has inputted here. So now if I come now down here, I can now be able to display the answer. So to be able to do that, I'll use the print if. So print if hello. So I'll just come and say within double quotes, I'll say the results is, can write anything, so %d, and then comma, and then here we're just going to come and have res. Don't forget to close that with a semicolon. And then here, because we have the int main or the main function having data type of int, we'll have to come and return 0. So if it was void, then we would not have returned anything, but because it has the int, we're just going to have it like that. So that's how you call a function. So now it's time to learn the code and see if we are going to get the results. So I just come and hit on this to learn the code. We are getting a simple error here because unfortunately we didn't have this as value 2. So it should not just be value but a value 2, because that is what we have on top here. So let us just delete that and we learn it again. So we are told to input the values to be ANDed, so I can just say 4 and maybe 5, and we get that the result is 9. So that's how you can simply be able to use a function to AND two values in C. and it is very simple. For example, if you just want to subtract the values, you would still use the same function but just change the operator. So let me just show you what I mean. So if I just come and kill this, I'll just delete it. Let me just use a softer word. So in my function, instead of the plus, I can just come and replace it with the minus. And so now if I run the code, let's see what we'll have. So I put 10, and then I also put maybe 3, and the result is 7. So that's how you can simply also be able to reuse a function. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked the video. If you like the video, kindly smash that like button, subscribe if you have not subscribed, turn on the notification bell for video updates, and when you do that I will appreciate a lot. So see you in the next one, and as usual, stay safe.